My name's Ravi Deshmukh. I'm 37, and I've been renting out apartments in Seattle for almost a decade. I've had good tenants, bad tenants, and the ones who never make you forget them. But none, absolutely none, tested my patience like Trent Hargrove. He moved in last spring, a tech contractor, mid-20 seconds, loud confidence, flashy sneakers, and an ego that arrived before he did. From day one, I knew he was the kind of tenant who thought rules were optional. It started small. He'd text me at odd hours. "Hey bro, can I pay rent tomorrow?" "Hey man, the water bill's due again?" Thought utilities were included. That word, bro, should have been my first red flag. I wasn't his friend, I was his landlord. But I gave him the benefit of the doubt until he started pulling the same stunt every month. He'd forget to pay utilities on time, every single month. At first, it was a day late, then 2, then a week. By the 4th month, I realized Trent wasn't forgetful, he was strategic. He'd wait until I sent a polite reminder, then guilt-trip me into extending deadlines. And the worst part? He'd always smirk when he finally handed over the check. "Hey man, thanks for understanding. You're chill for a landlord. Not like those corporate vultures." He thought flattery was payment. By the 5th month, I was furious, but I stayed calm. Because I wasn't going to scream or threaten. I was going to teach him a lesson slowly, quietly, and legally. Something subtle enough he wouldn't notice until it was too late. You'd think someone working in tech would be organized, but Trent was a master manipulator. Every time a bill came up, he had a story. Asterisk, my paycheck's pending. Asterisk, my crypto's down bad this week. Asterisk, I'm doing Uber Eats till my project renews. He played victim like a professional. One evening, I came to check on a minor plumbing issue in his kitchen. As I fixed the sink, I saw a brand new 75-inch TV mounted on the wall, a stack of Amazon boxes in the corner, and a new PS5 on the coffee table. "Nice setup," I said casually. He laughed. "Yeah, man. Life's short. You gotta enjoy it." "Enjoy it? On my overdue bills?" That's when the idea hit me. Not out of anger, out of inspiration. If Trent wanted to play games, I'd play smarter. That night, I created a small adjustment in my billing system, just a minor tweak to the utility invoice, nothing illegal, nothing unethical. For every day a payment was late, I added $1. $1. That's it. It looked harmless, buried in the fine print as daily processing adjustment. If he paid on time, he'd owe nothing extra. But if he delayed, and he always delayed, the cost would start climbing without him even noticing. The trap was set. The first month after the new rule, Trent was 12 days late. He didn't even read the new invoice properly, just looked at the total and muttered, "Man, bills keep going up, huh?" "Yeah," I replied. "Inflation's wild." He laughed, paid the amount, and walked off. $12. Not much. But it wasn't about the money, it was about conditioning. The next month, he was late again 15 days. $15 added. Still no questions. Then came December. Christmas, travel, new gadgets. Trent was broke, as usual. He paid his utilities 26 days late. That month's invoice was double what it used to be. And for the first time, he noticed. He stormed into my office, waving the paper like it was a court summons. "Ravi, what the hell is this? Why's my water bill over $200? I smiled politely and handed him a copy of his signed lease addendum, the one he'd skimmed without reading. The section clearly outlined the late processing adjustment fee. His face dropped. "Wait, you mean this is legal?" "Perfectly legal," I said. "In fact, you agreed to it when you renewed your lease." He stammered, trying to find words, but I could see it in his eyes, confusion mixed with humiliation. For the first time, Trent had no clever comeback. Trent tried to play smart again the following month. He sent me partial payments, claiming he'd pay the rest next week. I reminded him politely, through email, that partial payments don't pause late-day accumulation. Every day he delayed, another dollar ticked up. When he ignored the message, I followed up with a detailed spreadsheet showing exact dates and the total owed. By now, the tally had reached $380 in extra late fees, all by his own doing. He tried to accuse me of manipulating the system. So, I printed out every time-stamped invoice and his text messages admitting lateness. And I sent it all in one neat PDF. For your records, Trent, I like to keep things transparent. That line, transparent, drove him mad. He replied with, "Man, you're taking this personal." To which I simply said, "Not at all, just business, my friend." He didn't know it yet, but his arrogance had just turned into my favorite income stream. 2 months later, Trent finally realized how deep the hole was. The small fees had accumulated to nearly $800 over 6 months. When I reminded him it was all legitimate under his lease terms, he threatened to go public about it. So I said, "Go ahead. Just make sure you show them the timestamps too." He didn't post a thing, but he did try one last trick, forgetting to pay rent entirely. That was the final straw. I filed a formal notice to vacate for non-payment. He came storming into the building, shouting that I was a greedy scammer. Neighbors peeked from their doors. I didn't argue. I just handed him a printed summary of every late payment, every date, and every extra dollar with his signature on all of them. He looked at the paper like it was a mirror reflecting every bad choice he'd ever made. A week later, Trent moved out quietly. But what I didn't expect was the twist that came after. He called me. "Ravi, listen, man. I might have been kinda harsh. I didn't realize how those fees added up. That was on me." I stayed silent, waiting. "You got me fair and square," he said. "Guess I learned the hard way not to ignore fine print." He even left a Google review for my property that said, "Landlord is tough but fair. Don't mess around with late payments. He keeps receipts." That review alone brought me 3 new responsible tenants within a month. The best part? After Trent moved out, I recalculated the total and realized his extra fees covered 2 months of my own utilities. I didn't overcharge. I didn't lie. I just let his own laziness finance my peace of mind. And every time a new tenant signs the lease, I point at that same clause, daily late adjustment fee. Most smile nervously and say, "Don't worry, I pay on time." I smile back. Good, because I never forget.
Thank you for being here. If you enjoyed this, go watch the one on the left and don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel for more tales of triumph over injustice and a saga of ultimate revenge.